Hello, everybody, and here we are today with the wonderful and amazing Sammi Wang. Hey, Sammi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, and you're in lovely Las Vegas right now, aren't you?
Yes, a well-needed vacation from my family. My kids are
Yeah,
complaining.
yeah, and you guys are
So,
over at the Mandalay Bay having a lot of fun, it sounds like.
yeah, try to. I mean, it's so hot here, but I'm trying to.
Right on, right on. Fun for the
Yeah.
kids and the whole family.
Yes,
Well, I
absolutely.
had the opportunity to talk to you a little bit earlier, and you're really interesting, by the way. And thanks for taking time out of your vacation and your busy schedule to talk to everybody because you have a lot of followers, and like we were talking, you said, "Yeah, I wish I had more, and I waited so long, and I'm older, and you can't tell by looking at you, that you look like you're in your 20s." But
Oh, thank you.
well, absolutely. And but the thing is that I think you're doing really well. And one of the things, even though you did get it in later, and you are, do you mind if people know how old you are, or do you keep that
No,
a
I
secret?
mean, I don't mind. I am 42, so 20
Yeah.
and then being in the industry over 20 years. I mean, back then they didn't have social media,
Right,
so.
right. And then how did you get into it? I mean, because for us old school people, sometimes they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So tell us how you
Um,
got into it.
Honestly, I had it for a long time. I never did anything. So a lot of my client kind of like try to tell me to do it. And then my oldest daughter at that time, she was the one that kind of taught me how because I really
Yeah.
didn't know what I was supposed to do. I hate taking picture. I mean, you would never see my personal picture on Instagram. I hate taking photos. So, I mean, I've learned how to take picture correctly, how to crop and stuff. So it's a little harder for me to learn at an older age just because technology is so much faster than for me to catch up with. But I'm
Sure.
I'm getting there slowly,
You're doing great, by the way. Hey, question. So when you do pictures, do you use a ring flash? Do you take them outside? What is your preferred way of taking the pictures?
Okay, I usually love taking pictures during the daytime. I don't really like ring light, but I will use it if it's like late at night.
Okay.
Although the ring light really washes out the tone. I have a corner near my store where there's right next to a window, so I usually face the hair facing the window. I don't like direct sunlight, and I don't like to be in the too dark of an area. So natural lighting is like the best.
Yeah.
So around like 4 or 5 o'clock, so the perfect time to take
Yes.
photo for me.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, I look around and I follow a lot of people on social media, and I really like your work because the tones and also your style. I really like your style. What would you consider your style? Just curious.
I don't know. You know what? For me, I just create as I go. I mean, before even being a colorist, I used to be a makeup artist, and
Ah,
I used to do a lot of updo a long time ago. And so I've always been
oh,
what you to do. You work with it.
yeah, absolutely. Well, it looks like you, for example, are trying to make them, even though they're doing something different or avant-garde, you're still trying to make them beautiful. I noticed that about
Yes.
your work.
For me, I really listen to what my client wants, and I try to, uh, you know, get them to the point where they are happy. And I always do strand tests, and I always talk to them, kind of getting to know how they are. Not only if the color that they want would be suitable for them, I see what business they're in, how they dress most of the time, and I would tell them whether it's going to fit them or not.
Yeah, and you mentioned to me earlier also that oftentimes you'll tell people, not right now, not only are you not ready for the process, you're not ready for the maintenance. Can you explain that a little
Yes.
bit?
Okay, so a lot of client comes in. I had a client came up from San Francisco. She's ready to go silver. I don't mind spending an hour for consultation just to make sure they know what they're getting themselves into. She wanted to go from black hair naturally to silver hair.
Okay.
I told her the blonder the hair, the colder the water should be. Should be not washed in hot water. You had to wash it less. She was kind of a little bit shocked about that. I mean, ice cold water is the best for silver hair, and using correct product, oils, treatments, and all that stuff. I mean, she thought about it and she was like, "Dude, I am so low maintenance. I wash my hair every day." I was like, "Then you really need to think about whether you want to put yourself into a situation where you're not going to be able to handle it."
I love that.
So
That is
then she
so
drove
good.
back.
That is amazing. I love when people do that. That's a sign of a great hairdresser because guess what? You're not doing hair for you, you're doing hair for the client, and they need to know
Yeah,
what to expect.
exactly. I mean, they feel bad. They're like, "Oh, I booked your time." I said, "You know what? Don't feel bad. I will feel bad if I damage your hair and it takes you 2 or 3 years to grow it back. I'd rather you come back when you're ready. because I have a long wait list. I don't mind bringing people in, but I really want people to know what they're getting themselves in before they go through the whole process.
Yeah, like you were telling me earlier, you might tell them, well, this process is going to cost you for the process $400, but the maintenance, just the products alone, are going to be another
It's
$200. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to do it.
Yeah, and I tell them, like, don't go out and buy over-counter stuff because your hair is going to wash out in like one wash, and you can't blame the stylist because if you're not maintaining the way the stylist tells you, it's like going to the doctor and the doctor tells you to take a certain amount of medication for a certain amount of day, you don't follow, you're not going to get better. Same goes for the hair.
Well, we're all hair doctors, aren't we? That's what we're supposed to
Yes.
be. We have a question already, Sammy, which is great.
Okay.
It says, do you have to talk clients out of services often? And how do you tell them the style they want just doesn't suit them? So, interesting question.
Okay, so this is how I talk to my clients. I come down, I ask them, okay, what's that you want? Show me some picture. Then I would say, usually about 10 minutes, tell me the history of your hair, what has been through. Have you been with one stylist or multiple stylists? Because that makes a big difference because everyone has a pattern. Then I look at the integrity of the hair. If the integrity of the hair is so damaged, I tell them, you know what, I can do what you want me to do, but the result is not going to be pretty. So if you want pretty hair, you need to listen to me. Sometimes your hair needs that break. You need to let it to heal before you do it. Because what's the point of having a color that you want, but your hair has a chemical cut?
Right.
There's no point to it. Then you're not going to like it. Then it's going to take you 4 to 5 years to grow it back. You're traumatized. You're never going to do it again.
Absolutely. And that doesn't reflect well on your advertising, which is your clients walking around. If you have someone walking around with damaged hair, that's a bad representation for you.
Absolutely. And I do tell them, I'm like, if you're in an industry, like you're a CPA, you're a lawyer, or you're a UC client, I tell them, this hair is fun, but honestly, it's not professional. So if it's okay, this is what you want, I'm fine with it. But, just to let you know that you should really think about your everyday wear, because, it plays a big role.
Well, and I noticed that what I see on your posting is kind of, different avant-garde, more kind of the wilder styles, different colors. In your normal day-to-day business, is gray coverage a big part of your business or no?
I do. I think everyone comes in and they say they have gray. Problem with gray hair is they do want to cover their gray. Asian people have really dark hair. So I hate to cover it with their natural hair color because it's so hard to lift when we have a band. So usually I tell them to lift it all the way to the top so we can erase the gray and then we can root it out where the gray won't be there after it fades.
Okay, so you're willing to work on people with level 1, level 3 hair.
Oh yeah, as long as they're virgin. I mean, don't come in and with like the jet black hair like box style. I absolutely hate.
It's too hard, huh?
It's almost like I would tell them it's impossible. There's no way.
Oh, we got another question. Hey, that's great advice, by the way. Being honest is great. Okay, what are some of your favorite trends in the industry right now? What are some of your favorite trends within the industry right now?
Let me see. I follow Guy Tang. I follow Be Seen. I follow a lot of stylists. Cat color.
Yep.
Everyone has their technique. Everyone has their color. I like to combine mine with everyone.
Okay.
So basing on what the client wants, I don't really have a say what kind of my style is. It's like I tell them, okay, this is what you want. This is how we should do it. Do you like dimension? Do you not like dimension? Do you like a solid? Do you want to see more blonde? It's kind of personally creating the style for the client and not just following everyone else. Because sometimes certain style from certain stylists, they like it, and they want to maybe add their little bit more dimension, not so blonde, then I would do that for them, create that kind of their look.
Okay, what are your favorite tones right now? I mean, I know you're going to always make the client happy, but in your opinion and what you like, what are your favorite tones?
My favorite tone, okay, I honestly tell you, I'm over silver.
You're over
my
silver,
favorite tone right now is a blush color, lilac. I really want to do more mint green, but a lot of my clients are not into green color. But right now, peach tone are very in. So I like a lot of the more pastel color.
Okay,
Yeah,
so the real rainbowy, you're not so much. You're a little over that right now, huh?
No, not. It's really not my forte. Those things. I love to look at other people work because I think it's so cool. But the clientele that I bring in, a lot of them don't do those stuff, so I don't really get a chance to play with those.
Okay.
But I do like to play with like. I would say my style is more towards like Guy Tang.
Okay.
Because he's like almost my, god of inspiration in hair.
Yes.
So I follow him. I look up to him a lot.
Oh, great. Yeah, he does beautiful work.
Oh,
Beautiful work.
beautiful work.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Awesome. So we have some posts that you've done. Some you've picked, I think 7 of them today. And I'd like to go over them. We'll put them up on the screen. People can see them and let's talk about them. So let's go for the first one. And this is one of the tones that you're really into right now, right, Sammi?
Yes, this was a really pretty like light pastel blush tone. It actually in person it looks more pink than it is in the photo.
Sure.
Kind of picked up a little bit lilac. But this client of mine has been with me for a while, and she came in and she had about 3 inch of regrowth. So what I did was I did back-to-back foiling and brought her all the way, leaving about half an inch away from her scalp. Then I usually like to shadow my roots. Before Guy Tang came out with the 6A and 1A of his line, I did use Kimbra Demi 6A to shadow with the other colors and stuff.
Yeah, I like the shadow effect. The shadow effect was really nice on that.
Oh yeah, a lot of the client with dark hair, they do like it more natural, so it's like low maintenance.
Yeah, this is really nice. And then where did she start out level-wise when she came in, her natural level?
Honestly, when she first came into me, her hair was super damaged, super damaged. Her hair's actually gotten longer.
But she's a dark, right? She's like a 3 or something, right? Natural?
She's about a 3,
okay.
naturally.
Yeah, okay.
But she had like a lot of breakage towards the end, and then she had like little highlights in betweens. So it took me about 2 visits with her before I can get her to about almost pure solid.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just try to maintain it for her.
It looks beautiful. Good work. Great work. I love this work. So let's check out the next one. Oh, wow. Now talk about work, right? That's a whole day project for sure, right, Sammi?
This was a whole day project. She was funny. She came in, she booked the wrong service. I told her, that what she wanted was not balayage, it was more color correction. Yeah. So I had to reschedule her to like a different day, and for her to be patient, to wait for another 2 weeks to come see me instead of just doing anything for that day. It was actually her husband's birthday. She wanted to go out with him with nice hair, but I was like, you're not gonna get nice hair because it's not gonna be what you want.
Right.
Yeah. So she did come back. We spent 8 hours on her hair.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
How do you bill for that, Sammi? How do you bill for that? What's your method of billing? Like, how do you charge for something like that? Do you have a rule of thumb?
I charge accordingly to how many times I had to bleach them out.
Okay.
For her particular, I mean, I don't like to tell prices online.
No, you don't have to. I just
for her.
Talking about the
For her, I bill her like, say in the beginning we did her, because where you see the dark color, it was actually her virgin hair. Okay. So we lifted that first. Okay. And then we went back in and we lifted the ends afterward. And then she wasn't blonde enough yet. So we went in, and what I usually do is I do a bleach wash. Okay. And I hit back in those areas that was not light enough to do it again. So that usually would get the extra charge on that. And the amount of hair they have. And
that looks like that was a lot of hair, Sammi. Yes?
Oh, she has a lot of hair.
Yeah, so that was a good little ticket there. I'm sure it was. And then, of course, the maintenance products, huh?
Oh yeah, she did. She did spend over $200 on products to take care of it.
Good. And is she now? You did all that work with her. Is she one of your clients that comes in all the time now?
You know what? I just recently, that was her first visit with me, but she's already booked the rest of the year in 2018 with me. So
good job.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very good. Yeah. All right. Well, let's check out the next one.
Okay.
And we have a question too as well. It says, do you use a blonding product during your bleaching service? Do you use a bonding product during your bleaching services?
Yes, I use Formula 18 in all my bleaching
great.
process.
Yeah. And that's plant-based, and yeah, it's great.
Yes, it works absolutely amazing. I can see, I mean, I use a lot of Schwarzkopf Lamy. Sure. So, everyone that's used it knows how fast that process. So with the Formula 18, it really helps protect and shield the hair from further damage, and it gives you time to actually work on the rest of the hair.
Yeah, I think it's these days really important with all the extreme things we're doing to put something that you really like in the with your bleach, no matter, or even in gray coverage, for example. I think so as
Right.
well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all about ensuring your hair.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, is that you or me? Somebody's ringing.
Oh, oh, that's me.
Oh, okay, no
Right.
worries. We're okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have another one. We're gonna check out the other one. Oh
Okay.
wow, hello, gorgeous.
Yes. Yeah, it was probably, this was actually on a client where I actually, just that day she came, my shipment from my identity line came in, and I was like so excited to use it. So her hair, when she came in, had like previously bleached on the ends too. So that was a work, because usually when the
Yeah.
people come in with like previously bleached hair, I really have to monitor a lot more. And I actually don't like to throw them under dryers or heat lamps or anything. I have big windows near my salon, so after foiling and everything, I tell them, we're gonna go sit in the sun for a little
Yeah,
bit.
keep it warm
So
enough. Yeah, not hot though.
nat
Hot is not good. That's for sure.
yeah, so I usually, once they're done, I have a row chair near the window, especially it's great in summer.
Hmm.
My AC is on, but I face their back of their head towards the window where the
Got you.
heat's coming in.
Got you.
So
Got you.
it's natural heat, and it works wonder
Yeah.
for processing the hair slowly and naturally.
Good. I love it. Just enough, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just enough heat, and it's like you don't it's not too much heat in one area. It's just because the heat is kind of coming all over. It processes evenly.
Nice. Now you
Yeah.
told me recently, you know, we were talking a little earlier, that you have an assistant now, but you're learning to
Yes.
deal with that because you're
Yeah.
very controlled. You like control. Tell
Yeah.
people out there, how are you learning to work with an assistant and how has that helped you?
I am very particular with my assistant. I mean, I'm not like the mean boss or anything, but I am like hands-on with all my clients. I don't throw my client to my assistant and I leave, unless they're coming for a base retouch or a quick
Sure.
tone, then I do formally, then my assistant apply. But when I'm doing a bleaching service, she is side by side with me the whole time.
Okay.
So I look at her and I look at her speed to make sure she's with me.
Right. So you're monitoring every moment of that client's experience.
Yes, and I make sure that she monitors once I'm done and I work on the other client or have my lunch break. My assistant's very good. She really comes out and she looks every 5 minutes. She checks elasticity. She checks the lift. If it needs to be reapplied in certain areas, she will go and she'll let me know, and she'll go reapply every single pieces by herself. And she's done so well that I told her, yeah, usually new stylists come out as an assistant for 2 years, but I feel like she's so good that I think I want to bump her up to a junior stylist and
Awesome.
get her going. Yeah.
Well, you know, and it's you actually care, which is nice. When I was starting as a stylist, I would have had someone like you training me that really cared because I didn't really get that when I was young.
Yes, me too. I did not get that. I used to work for people. It was like you're on your own, thrown out
Yeah.
there. You don't know that's on your own.
Yeah, so that's great. I'm
We
glad
didn't
you
have
do.
like Instagram where we show
No.
on, teach a class or nothing like that.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're doing that. That's great. We have another question for you. You seem to have a lot of Asian clientele. How do you lift them to such a pretty blonde?
Time and patience.
Okay, good. Confucius
It's
say,
real-
time and patience, you
Yes.
know? Yes.
Yes, I do have a lot of Asian clients. I'm actually in a very Asian area,
Oh, you are?
honestly, to tell you the
Okay.
truth. Yeah, Rosemead San Gabriel is very
Yeah,
Asian,
yes.
and I I'm the type of stylist where I like to take my time. I don't like to rush. I don't overbook. I never overlap bleaching process unless I know I can finish a certain time.
Okay.
I monitor. It's so important to monitor your hair, your client's hair, the lift stage, the integrity of the hair. We always do a pull test, elasticity test to make sure how the hair is hanging on. If the hair starts to get weak, we wash right away. We dry it and redo it only in certain area.
Good.
So it's a lot of time and patience. Once you accomplish that, you can let it lift naturally and more healthy. That's why the hair comes out more soft.
Good. Well, that's important. And the fact that you're using a really good bond builder helps too.
Oh yes, it's Formula 18 all the time. Every time I mix a bow, there's Formula 18 in there.
Good. Thanks for the plug, by the way. Hey, what is your favorite toner to use on blondes right now? What are you into right now, toner-wise?
Honestly, I'm into my identity right now. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I'm obsessed.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
God,
pretty
I
good
was like,
stuff.
I think I'm like ordering all the time. I don't know why, but I'm just obsessed with it.
So
But it's actually so fun to play with.
yeah, how are you processing? What type of times? What are you looking for when you're processing?
I look at how deep I want the color to be. I mean, usually it asks you for 25 minutes,
Okay.
but sometimes I put less because I don't want it too dark.
Okay.
So, yeah. And
Good
I
advice.
usually, every time I rinse out my clients' hair, it's ice cold water through the whole process.
Okay, all
So
right.
in the winter, my clients are freezing, but I was like, this is so good for your hair, though, you know?
Yeah.
And I gotten a lot of my clients to wash their hair in ice cold water.
Wow.
And they feel the difference in the hair. And then your skin's not that dry, your scalp is not that itchy, you know, the hair feels more stronger. Hot water and heat is just bad for your hair in general.
Right on, right on. There you go. Well, we have another question. Hey, people are loving you up today. What's going on around here? Any tips for stylists who are trying to build their following on social media? That's a good question.
You know what? Yes, I'm honestly not a social media person. A lot of people do read my hashtag. I copy and paste, let everyone know. I copy and paste. This is easy for me because I have 4 kids. But I tell people, just do your work. Just do and create and post, and people will see. They will find you. They will love your work. And all you need is to concentrate on each client, do to your best knowledge, do to like the best you can do.
Yep.
And that client will tell other clients. And that is the best advertising you can ever get in your lifetime over social media.
Hey, good advice, right? It's working for you so far. So we have another one, I think, too. Do we have another one up there? Oh, wow. Hello. This is nice. Tell me this technique.
Okay, this technique, she had a Rudy Hombre, and it was actually done, I believe, 5 or 6 months ago, and she came back for a tone. She also comes in to see me every 6 months for a toning. And her natural root, as you can see how dark the top was, was about 3.5, almost 4 inch. I used a dark, this was dark purple. It was, I think, 6SS with the double booster from Violet from Guy Tang line.
Okay. That's
and
gorgeous.
Then I added, the booster in there. And then the bottom was just 10SS. And this technique I used to blend is I put the light first and I put the dark. And then I blend the violet down so that I don't put too much violet in there. And then we keep the bottom a little bit more lighter.
Yeah, it is gorgeous. What did she think when she saw it for the first time?
Oh, she loves it. She came to me 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and she's been with me for a long time.
Yeah, I don't blame her. Look at how beautiful her hair is. Great job. Oh, we got another question. Do a majority of your clients have long hair? Do most of them have long hair?
Oh my God, yes, long and thick and frizzy. It's like, every time I see it, it's like, oh, my life.
Yeah.
And then I just go back and I just want to choke myself when I see clients with thick hair and it's like curly and coarse. And I was like, oh man, it's going to be a day.
No wonder you need a trip to Vegas, right?
Yes, I need a trip to Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, you see I'm so thankful I have Uber Eats near my area now because I think I can't even go out to buy food. I had to order in all the time.
Yeah, you can't leave. You got to stay there with that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I sometimes I don't even eat. I think a lot of my clients ask me, do you even eat? I go, I honestly don't think I do, but I should be anorexic, but I'm not. I'm always working.
All right, we got another question, believe it or not. Do you plan to have any classes soon, like personal classes that you would give to people?
You know what? A lot of people have been asking me throughout the year to teach, and I'm just like, the only reason why I'm holding back is because I'm not very good at teaching like a class. I'm better at one-on-one because I'm not out to make people money. I want to guarantee what I teach them is going to be able for them to know how to do it on their own, just like how I teach my assistant that I hire. I mean, I am side by side with her all the time. I have her bring her in models, whatever questions she needs, I'm there to answer for her. Even my other junior stylist, she comes in, she knows a little bit, not too much, but if anyone follows her, have seen her work has improved a lot.
Yeah.
I try to promote my stylists to, study the color chart. That's like the main thing. It should be like in the back of your head when you're doing color.
I agree.
Yeah.
We have another question. And the other question is, do you offer shadowing, meaning someone can come into your salon and watch you work? And when someone comes in to observe you, is that available?
No, I'm okay with it. I just don't want my clients to be uncomfortable. A lot of my
Okay.
clients are so used to being like, come in, they like to do their work. Sometimes they bring their life because it's such a long process that they come in, they're actually working and they don't want people to,
Right.
be staring at them. So I do not do that just for my clients, kind of
Privacy.
like, their privacy
Yeah.
and stuff that they prefer not to have that.
That was a good question though, right? Definitely.
Yeah, it is a good question. I mean,
Very
I do
good.
have people asking me all the time, and eventually I will teach. Um, just I don't know when yet, just because
Sure.
right now my kids are at the age where they need me, and I had to choose between my career and my family, and right now is more towards my family. So I had to be there as a mom,
Oh, that's the most important
But
thing in the world. Kids are the
yeah,
best. Absolutely.
yeah. So I'm trying my very best to try to teach people when they DM me. I mean, I have a hard time answering my DM and my emails, but when I do, I have stylists from Australia, from Hong Kong, they ask me a question on Instagram. If I get a chance, I'll explain to them, and
Great.
I'll tell them, oh, do this, try this out, try this out. I'm okay with it.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
let's see what we have next because we got a couple more. Oh, wow. This is really awesome. Now, how fun
Yeah.
was this one?
This was not fun.
I know. I'm just kidding. I know that.
This was not fun just because I mean she's been to me before twice, but I was still trying to work on evening out her because she went from baby lice to being solid.
Yeah.
Was very difficult because I had to sit there literally pick out those dark pieces and trying to re-bleach those area without damaging the rest of her hair. And that's the only problem. And I tell clients all the time, when you find a good colorist, don't jump because of social media. Oh, I want to try this person out. I want to try that person out. You're just going to cost your hair so much damage and so much agony because everyone has their own technique.
Right.
Be loyal to your stylist because they really understand your hair. They took their time, years of learning your hair. Once you jump, it's like, it's not you're not being faithful to your stylist, but to your own hair, cause so much damage to
Well,
it.
they're saying sometimes when you jump, you fall. And you don't
Yeah,
want to fall,
yeah.
right?
And they fall hard. It's
They
short
fall
hair.
hard, baby, because they look like Katy Perry, right? Like cut all the
Yeah,
hair
they
off.
go chemical cut.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, I think do we have one more? I think, do you remember? Is there one more? Let's go ahead and see one more. Okay, now this is that other tone you were talking about. One of your tones you're into right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
This was the first time I've ever used the 10SS by Guy Tang when he first released it of my client. And this one I did a Rudy Hombre. When I say Rudy Hombre, not a full bleach out, is because I leave about half an inch away from their scalp
Yeah.
because a lot of people, they can't really take the bleach to their scalp. So we leave it half an inch away and we darken it enough to where we can blend the natural lining with the color.
It's kind of more practical, Sammy, to do that. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
And it looks good. People are accepting of that now. So,
Yes. And so I asked them, and I do tell them when you do a full bleacher from scalp to end, it's a more high maintenance. The color is actually really pretty. If you're not the type that likes bleaching scalp, your scalp is sensitive, then we do half an inch away.
that's a good technique. That's a great
Result
option.
the result looks about the same.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks beautiful. We have another question. The question is, what is your recommended? Oh, okay. What is your recommended treatment for clients with damaged hair? Like when it's really bad, what's your go-to?
Go home and give your hair a break.
Yeah, just take
Let
it
your hair
easy.
go on vacation. It's this to me is you kind of explain it to your client like this. If I work on your hair and I could do what you want me to do, but as a stylist and as a professional, I already know how your hair outcome will be. And if you still insist, we could do it, but I'm just going to let you know ahead of time is what you want and what you're imagining in your hair is not going to come out looking like that. And sometimes your hair needs that break, needs to refresh itself. It needs to heal before you can do more to it.
Good. That's
A
great
lot of
advice.
clients, they do understand.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they understand because otherwise they're going to be sometimes very unhappy, right?
Right. And usually if you tell them ahead of time it's so important during the consultation that you tell them ahead of time what can happen if they continue, if they want to do it, you let them know. So when that does happen, it doesn't fall back on you because you thoroughly explain to them.
Absolutely. That's the way to be honest, right? Best
Yeah, to be
policy.
honest. Yes,
Well, Sammy,
honest.
you're awesome. This interview was incredible. It's one of my favorite. You're so
Oh,
creative, so talented, and great advice for people.
oh, thank you.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
having me.
Well, thanks everybody, and remember it's Sammi, Sammi, Sammii Wang, right? on Instagram. And then when you want to see this, go to Hairdresser Power Guys, subscribe. We have wonderful people like Sammi on all the time. And when you subscribe on YouTube, we'll actually send you a notification every time there's a new video. And thanks so much, Sammi, and enjoy Vegas and have a great time with your family.
Okay, thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Talk to you later.
Okay,
Bye.
okay, bye.